Alright. So, went in and made some spare saves, and now let's talk about this proper. So you see this book right here? That NPC mentioned something called the Book of Mudora, but not exactly where to find it. Mentioned something about a house with books in it, and it certainly seems to fit the bill, but nothing other than that. When I was a kid, I don't think I ever thought to talk to that guy out in the desert. As a matter of fact, I didn't really know where I was supposed to be going. I didn't have Nintendo Power or anything, so I was left by my own devices. And, well, relying on one random NPC out in the desert in a cave, you know, a cave that some players may not even have known was there. The desert is a pretty big open space, and you could very easily miss it. So you might be going to that place, not sure what the hell you're supposed to need. That was me. And even if I knew I needed this, it's like, how do I get it? That's what I was thinking. Like, how do I get this? I mean, it looks suspicious, but what do I do? Well, believe it or not, you actually have to have the foresight to use the Pegasus boots. There is a dash attack. You can knock it off the shelf. But the thing is, for a first-time player, and a kid no less, how am I supposed to know to try that? No, really. I'm asking. Like, seriously? This is something that you thought was obvious. Like, look, I'm not expecting the game just to hand answers out to me, but I still would have liked it to be a little more obvious than this. Because, trust me, it took quite a few days of me renting this game to even get this far. And yes, I did have to send it back. But that was fine, you know, whatever. Within like a couple weeks later, my parents actually got me the game. Because they did indeed, my grandma did indeed see just how much fun I was having with it. I eventually was just going to wait. I was originally just going to wait till I could rent it again and try it some more. Because, you know, I was really enjoying it, but I didn't have to worry about that. However, despite that, it did take me a very long time to figure out about the book. On top of that, even when I got the book, it didn't exactly clue me in at first how I was supposed to use it. I thought it might be a weapon or something. Or, you know, books are known for magic, learning and stuff in RPGs. I was thinking, well, okay, can it teach me something? But I would constantly try to use it and nothing would happen. Yeah, this was back in the day when you really had to be clever. Like, if you don't have Nintendo Power to spell it out, you would usually just have to be very creative. And boy, this is definitely one game where they did expect you to be creative. Trust me. I haven't even gone to one part later on where they go a little nuts in just trying to make things really confusing. And I know because of how short these videos are, I should just get straight to the point. But that's not how I want to handle this, because to me, these kind of discussions need to be made, because it kind of, to me, this is how I feel about the game in modern day. Sure, I loved it, and on some level I can definitely appreciate how good it was for the time, but I'm sorry, I cannot just ignore simple facts that are in front of me. I can't. I'm sorry. Besides, I don't know when I'm going to be completely better anyway, so I'm not exactly in a huge rush to finish this. Because if I beat this and I'm still sick, I don't know what else to do. Maybe play Super Mario All-Stars and give my feelings on that game too. I mean, I do have it. That's something that one person I used to talk to a lot, but have since stopped hanging out with him, actually said that that's one thing I'm really good at, is speaking at things from a nostalgic point of view. Because he said not many people that are nostalgic fans actually take the time to do that. He said they are nostalgic for these games, but they don't really speak of them in a nostalgic way. And he said that's kind of annoying too, and he said when you think about it, because for as nostalgic as people are for these old games, you think they'd do a much better job at portraying that nostalgia. But he said oftentimes they just use it as a blanket term for an old game that they just seem to really love for usually very shallow reasons. It's like they just use it as an excuse so that people can't mock them for what they like. Of course, I did. Damn it. There we go. I did explain to him, I said, people are allowed to like what they like, dude. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I may not always agree with how hardcore those nostalgic feelings go, but they are still allowed to like what they like. We have no right to tell them they can't. Yeah, you can't even grasp onto these to try to move them or anything. You can try, but that's not going to do any good. The game won't even let you. So, just having the book isn't enough. You actually have to use it near special writing. To open the way to go forward, make your wish here and it will be granted. Oh, and he's actually praying. Wow, Super Nintendo game of all things, where a character is actually praying. Didn't think we'd see that, did we? Yeah, usually censorship with Nintendo is pretty blatant, so it's kind of strange when you would see this in those early days. I mean, obviously it's not a big deal now, but back then... So yeah, we're in the second palace proper now. Now, technically there are more things we could probably do, but there is a very specific reason I want to go ahead and come here. You see, much like other Zelda games, this was my first, so I wasn't used to this yet, but most Zelda games have something in common. Pretty much all of them do. All of them that aren't Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, anyway. Also, be aware of this thing spinning its eye around, because, allow me to demonstrate here. Yeah, if it sees you, it will try to pepper you with a powerful laser beam. You don't want that. You can try to goat the laser, though. Also, it does kind of have a range to it, so that it won't always see you. So try to take advantage of that. These things don't actually chase after you or anything, but they'll appear from the ground to shoot fireballs at you, and then pop back underground. Not so bad. But when I was a kid, I swear, for whatever reason, those enemies gave me the most trouble. And I cannot really explain why. Also, I'm not sure why these enemies are different colors. They have the same amount of health, and I think they do the same amount of damage to you, too. It's a mystery. Yeah, despite how tough these things look, a pod is all it takes to take them out. Chest. The map! Okay, cool. Now, I can't remember if it's this dungeon or a later one, but be very mindful of your surroundings. Much like with the book in the library, sometimes they'll put stuff on top of objects that you need to dash into. You want to keep that in mind. Because this game will teach you that lesson eventually. Okay, what's in here? Oh, an empty room, of course. That's fine, whatever. Ow. Okay. Technically, there is something we could have done. By now. Because there is a better shield we could have gotten by this point. I just forget where. It's not important, though. We'll be doing something about that later. There's a locked door, but we don't have a key just yet. That's fine, whatever. You little bitch! Sneaking behind me like that? Little bitch. You're not supposed to do that. It's not fair play. Oh, right, you're monsters. You don't believe in fair play. What was I thinking? Alright. Now, there's no point to coming out here. This will just lead you as a shortcut out, but that's not what we want. Okay, so we've taken care of all the doors we can go through on the right side, so back we go. Fair enough. We've been in both those rooms already, so we're going to be skipping that. Yeah, the monsters will respawn every time you leave the... And my range was bad there. There we go, get rid of you. Yeah, they like to pop up right under you to telefrag you. You don't want to let them do that. Yeah, see what I mean? See that key over there? Gotta be mindful of your surroundings. Because I surrender. Because you ever fail to find all the treasures each dungeon. It's got the small key! The most epic of keys. Hold on, someone's trying to text me on the Discord real quick. Alright, so... Okay, so yeah, like I said, be mindful of your surroundings here. Now, believe it or not, this palace, honestly, compared to the first one, is actually a lot easier. Like, once, all you have to do is look through all the rooms carefully, and that's it. As long as you're aware you have to use the Pegasus boots in here for that one key, then should be fine. We can't do anything with that yet, though. We do not have the big key. The fact that they're already showing that, though, should tell you a lot here. So, yeah. These guys sure love to try to ambush me, don't they? Can I get rid of you? Oh, well, at least these guys were nice and not coming up there where the fire spitter was at. But yeah, this place is kind of short, though. I always found that strange. That the second feels generally easier than the first. Like, the enemies can be a little obnoxious sometimes, but it's not really that bad. Especially... Oh, by the way, there's not an enemy in here. So you might think you have to light these torches, right? I mean, that's what most people would think. Yep, damn it, wrong button. But, nope. I swear, I'm not gonna be able to do anything in my room. Aha! Another heart piece up here in the cliff. That gives me a heart level. Because... But if you go over here, you might notice that we're kind of blocked. Those rocks are in the way, damn it. Oh well. We do have free fairies at least. Which is something that the other dungeon offered too, but only towards the tail end of the dungeon, though. This dungeon, part of the dungeon is pretty short, though, and you can easily have access to it. Also, they also give you plenty of arrows at this point, too, to easily kill certain enemies. That replenish every time. So that's plenty abusable, too. Yeah, I'm getting rid of you guys first. You guys are honestly more of a threat. There we go. And again, I'm almost out of rubies. I mean, I have space for them. It's freaking crazy. I swear, the last time I played this game, I didn't feel like I got rubies this quick. The game is being really strangely generous. That's okay, though. After this dungeon, we'll be spending a lot of them. But for now... Compass. Okay. For here, that's not going to be that useful, though. Now, in this room, you want to be a little bit cautious. Because they have these wall cannon things shooting these cannonballs out. As long as you're careful, though, you should be fine. And here's the big key. Not as awesome as the small key, but what you gonna do? They can't all be winners. But, yeah. That's pretty much the entirety of the first floor. We just need to open up the big chest now. Yeah, I'm getting tired of fighting these enemies at this point. They're just gonna keep respawning anyway. Thankfully, they do indeed tell you where the big chest is at if you've seen it once. So that's good. It'll be way more important later in the game that that's the case. Got the power glove! It's so bad. Feel strength at both ends. Could pick up and carry stones now. That doesn't sound impressive, and it is the power glove. I don't know why you'd be impressed. But believe it or not, that's a huge deal in this game. Because a lot has opened up now. A lot has opened up. Almost entirely everything in the overworld now. Almost everything. Now, people will make the point to mention that the only reason you have to beat the first dungeon is so you have the Pegasus boots to even get in here. And that's true. There is more to the dungeon, though. It's not just that first set of rooms. But there's not much. We do have the first of many block rooms. They are moving blocks that have gained sentience and want to kill you. They are honestly not that bad, though. They look more intimidating than anything. What you basically want to do is just stay at the bottom here and just move back and forth to just have them run into the wall. They may have sentience, but they lack intelligence. So basically, you just gotta take advantage of it. Oddly enough, the space that they're making in the floor might look familiar to you, though. Huh. Looks like a little Space Invader. I am not sure why. It's not like they own the rights to Space Invaders or anything. So I'm not sure why they do that. I don't know, maybe the creators were just Space Invader fans or whatever. But that'll be the case for quite some time now. Although we are very quickly running low on time here. Oh, come on. I didn't really have time to react to that. 20 rubies left. Now here's where you start running into problems, though. I'll just ignore the rubies at this point. Oh. Ah. Because, yeah, they're gonna start throwing a lot of those laser shooter eyeball things at you. They're called BMOS. Aptly named. Because they are statues that shoot beams. BMOS makes a lot of sense. I believe this was the first game to introduce them, actually. Though I'm free to be proven wrong on that. They might have been in the second game? I'm not sure. But there's another case of just dealing with the dumb sentient blocks. It's not that bad. Be sure you have magic when you walk into this place, though, because you will need it. You also need to be able to destroy this, so bring just a couple of arrows. Okay, you get a little bit of magic from that. That's not going to be enough. You need to light all of these. Well, it might have been enough. For some reason, I remember it not being enough, though. Alright. And we're already at the end here. When these sandworm enemies pop out of the ground, rocks will actually come out and try to hit you. If you're right in front of them, they will usually not get hit, though. There is 3 of them, though, so you really have to be on the lookout here. When one of them is left, more rocks will come out of the ground, though, so even sitting in front of them, you're not safe. But that also means they're almost dead, so... The best way is just to hit them with your sword as they're about to come out. That seems to be the easiest way for me to hit them, anyway. It seems like the lower in health they get, though, the more like the quicker they come out of the sand, so there is that to consider. Well, I got 2 hits off of that one. Ow. Ah! They do take quite a few hits, but honestly, I think the first boss was harder. Just because of how many targets there were and how many times you had to hit them. Sure, they were weak to arrows, but... Trying to focus here. Damn it. I hate when they actually... Like, come on. Turn, please. Damn it. They're appearing in places where I can't easily dodge them. Okay, there we go. Okay, I couldn't see the rocks that time. Yeah, they're throwing... They're summoning 8 rocks instead of just 4 now, so that's a little annoying. What's also annoying is you not staying out very long. Oh, never mind. It was just 1 hit left anyway. Well, that's convenient. Fire container, go! And we have the Blue Pendant, my favorite color. It's the Pendant of Wisdom. I'm surprised I got that in the time limit. Won the Pendant of Power? Never mind. The blue one is the Pendant of Power? That red was power. Go finding 3 pendants inside sight. Go for the last one. Really? So the last one's the Pendant of Wisdom? Oh, that's kind of weird. Okay. I don't know, maybe I'm just so used to the later games where blue symbolizes wisdom. I can't help it. We'll be talking about how to really take advantage of the new Power Glove next time. Well, see you then.